If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, if you want to tell me you hate my videos, the best way to do it is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, A$AP Rocky was found guilty, and Jay-Z teams up with the NFL. Plus, Khalid is throwing a benefit concert in El Paso for the victims of the mass shooting. Let's talk hip-hop. Yo, man, this is crazy, right? And I'm so happy that it's finally over, right? I'm not happy that A$AP Rocky was found guilty, but I'm happy it's finally over. And A$AP Rocky was kind of let off the hook, right? Because even though he was found guilty, they said that he has to pay a $1,300 fine, which you know A$AP Rocky's gonna pay. That's like me having to pay a fine of 13 cents, right? One. And then two, they sent him home already. A$AP Rocky is back in New York. He was performing with Tyler, the Creator. A$AP Rocky would not be in America if they was planning on locking him up, right? So yeah, they found him guilty, but no jail time, right? They said time served, and that's it, right? So this is good, and yeah, I mean, it was clear that A$AP Rocky was being targeted by that government for whatever reason, maybe because he was a rapper, maybe because he's black, I don't know, right? They said that he's a flight risk, so that's why they kept him in jail while they were investigating everything, right? A$AP Rocky took the stand, and so did his security guards, and they basically were like, we feared for our life, we thought we were gonna get hurt, we're not from here, we don't know what happened, and you know, a lot of things were crazy. So then Donald Trump came out and said that, you know, the black community was let down because A$AP Rocky was still locked up, and then a lot of people in the black community, including me, were like, yo bro, I'm not let down because of that, I'm let down because of a lot of other things, you know, but not A$AP Rocky being locked up, which doesn't mean that he doesn't deserve to be home, right? If this was a regular scuffle on the streets of New York or Queens or, you know, Harlem or whatever, right, then A$AP Rocky would have probably not even got arrested, and even if he did, he would have been out of jail the very next day. But in different countries, they have different customs, and you know, in Sweden, they don't play around with that kind of stuff. Also, the Prime Minister of Sweden was not trying to hear nothing from Donald Trump when Donald Trump was like, please send A$AP Rocky home, free A$AP Rocky, right? And then really and truly, even if they said, yes, A$AP Rocky, you're guilty, and you got to do, you know, 6 years in jail, in a Sweden jail, whatever the case may be, just like Sweden didn't want to send A$AP Rocky back to us, we ain't sending A$AP Rocky to them. We ain't gonna be like, yo, A$AP, time for you to go. If he stays here in the US, he could just chill and do what he do and act like ain't nothing even going on, because again, that's a different country and they didn't play games, they didn't play ball with us. So I promise you that we wasn't gonna play ball with them and send over A$AP Rocky back to Sweden if they were like, he has to do time, right? They know all of that. So they were like, you know what? Time served, you good to go. You're found guilty, but you know, you gotta pay a little fine and that's it, right? And then I'm sure A$AP Rocky don't even care that he was found guilty, because then again, it's not like he has a felony or anything like that here in the US. You was found guilty over there in Sweden. So who cares, man? Just don't ever go back and you cool. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below. Alright, so Jay-Z teams up with the NFL, right? And early this morning when I seen this, I was like, what? Like, I'm blown away, because Jay-Z historically said, yo, I said no to the Super Bowl. They need me. I don't need them, right? And, you know, Beyonce did her thing, but that was before the whole Kaepernick thing. When Beyonce performed at halftime, she had like all these women dressed like Black Panthers come out. They was all like this. People were upset about it, right? And then they asked Jay-Z to do the Super Bowl halftime show, and he was like, nah, hell nah, I'm not doing it, because I stand with my brothers in solidarity, right? And so it was crazy. So I'm like, okay, Jay-Z teams up with the Super Bowl. What is this even about, right? But the Super Bowl launched a social justice like department, right? So it's called Inspire Change, and Jay-Z is going to be the face of that, right? So basically what Jay-Z is going to do is kind of help the people in the Super Bowl, it's not Super Bowl, in the NFL, kind of, you know, think a little bit more about, you know, racial matters and racial tension and, you know, things that are going on in the black community, and try to help understand, you know, why is it that Kaepernick took a knee. things like that. Also providing like a digital media platform for different players to talk about their social issues without any repercussions, because this is going to be the space for you to do that. So if, let's say, Kaepernick wanted to talk an hour about how, police shoot unarmed black men, he could go do it on, Jay-Z's entertainment platform, whatever that platform is going to be, and not even receive any repercussions when he comes back or tries to get signed for the next season or whatever the case may be, right? Because Kaepernick is still a free agent now, and he hasn't played in the NFL for like 3 years now because of this whole situation, right? A lot of people think that the NFL has blackballed him, which is a crazy situation, and I kind of think that too, because, he was taking a knee. So, Donald Trump came out, this was months ago, when he said, Kaepernick is disrespecting America and also disrespecting veterans by taking a knee, right? But it's funny because I don't think that he's disrespecting veterans by taking a knee. I mean, Donald Trump has never been in the military, so again, why does he feel like he could talk about veterans, right? So just like he said the Prime Minister of Sweden disappointed all black people, but Donald Trump has never been black, so why would he talk for black people, right? So I am a veteran, right? And I wasn't offended or disappointed when Kaepernick took a knee, so I can speak for veterans because I am one. I'm also black, so I can speak for black people. Donald Trump is neither and neither, so why would he speak to those things, right? And then also, when we were in the military, we were taught to take a knee out of respect. So actually taking a knee is not disrespect, it's quite the opposite. It is respect. I mean, to the point where all y'all seen Avengers game, right? Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Y'all seen Avengers Endgame, and y'all saw right at the end when they killed Iron Man that everybody took a knee. The reason why Kaepernick was taking a knee is because unarmed black men keep getting killed by the police. And he did that during the national anthem so that he can protest that. Kaepernick was not saying that he doesn't like America, because I'm sure Kaepernick loves America and wouldn't want to live anywhere else, right? But the whole situation is that now with Jay-Z in the picture and Roc Nation, actually, they will be able to kind of bring that point home a little bit easier, because there are, a few disconnects between the NFL, certain fans, and then, the black community and other fans, right? Because everybody loves football, right? Black people, white people, Spanish people, Asians, we all love football, right? But it's just that since we all have to get together in this, space to love and enjoy football, sometimes, people might butt heads or whatever the case may be. So with them bringing Jay-Z in and saying, okay, what's going on, Jay-Z? He can kind of really explain to them, and make them see, okay, we get it now. Okay, I get it. We were kind of being unsensitive there. Okay, I get it. This is the way that things are supposed to go, or this is the way that you would like to see things go, So I think it's cool. Jay-Z said that Robert Kraft was one of the people that really kind of put this whole thing together. And that Jay-Z, Robert Kraft, Michael Rubin, Meek Mill, they all been doing this whole thing for reform and trying to bring light to the fact that, black men or just black people in general, especially those who come from impoverished communities, do experience harsher jail sentences, harsher probation rules, and things like that. The same thing that happened to Meek Mill. So they've kind of been, fighting for that kind of justice and reform. So then why not take the show on the road, basically, and jump into the NFL and do the same thing? And the guys in the NFL are like, yeah, cool, I'm down with it, because, Robert Kraft owns a football team, so you kind of got that window open right there. Robert Kraft understands full and well what's going on with Meek and Jay-Z and people in that kind of community. So he says to them on the other side, like, yo, listen, man, we really got to blah, 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 blah. And they're like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Which is all good and all cool, right? And then we'll see. So let's see what happens for the future. But, this was just announced today. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, yo, so this is dope, right? So Khalid, right, the singer and the rapper, he actually is from El Paso, right? And I mean, yeah, whatever, right? So he doesn't really like, he don't be screaming like El Paso up the top of the mountains, but Khalid is from El Paso, right? He's from the Southwest, right? I'm not talking about DJ Khaled, I'm talking about Khalid, right? He sings and he does like a little bit of rapping, but more like on the singing side, right? So this is dope because Khalid, you know, after this whole mass shooting that happened in El Paso, is holding a show so that the money can go to the funds for El Paso victims, right? And this is really cool. It's also going to go towards like law enforcement and things like that in El Paso to kind of help them out with some other things that they need so that they can kind of stop these things from happening in the future, right? And I think that this is dope. I mean, this is his home city, and I think that anything that ever happens in anybody's home city, they should probably, if they have the means, should stand up and try to help out and protect the people in their city because that's the place that made them, right? So if something crazy were to happen in New York, if I had the means, I would stand up and be like, you know what? We need to stick together. We need to do a charity event for blah, 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 right? The only thing is that there's a lot of people that are celebrities that are from New York. You know, Jay-Z, Lil Kim, Fat Joe, Remy Ma. I mean, you could go on and on and on, you know, for Lady Gaga. So they don't need my little help, right? But on the other hand, like a small town like El Paso, Khalid is probably one of the only celebrities that is from El Paso. I mean, Lil Flip always be in El Paso. And Trey the Truth. I mean, he's not from El Paso, but he is from Texas. But I mean, Texas is so big that, I mean, you know, he's like 13 hours away driving. So really not from El Paso at all, right? But this is dope that he's standing up and that he's doing something like this, right? And it also says Khalid and friends. So, you know, maybe he's going to bring some special guests out. Probably a Sway Lee will be there and other rappers too that kind of mess with him. Maybe her, maybe YBN Corday, like those kind of people, right? And that's dope, right? So a cool concert. You will have to pay, but that money is going to go to a good cause. So let me know what you think about this and everything else in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me at Jonny Fastlane, that's Jonny Fastlane on Instagram, and y'all already know what to do. Peace.